Hi, it's time for an Albuquerque real estate market update. This is it's been strange days for sure. It's now June 1st, just finished May, and there's a lot of things we don't know right now. And what I want to do today is get some clarity about the real estate market in Albuquerque. We see a lot of news stories flashing by, right? What's going on? Buyer's market, seller's market, prices are up, prices are down. I want to show you the data, the actual facts, and what's been going on. Our team here, we're the number one real estate team in Albuquerque. And I don't say that for a reason to brag. I'm just saying we have a pulse of what's going on in the market. And currently, we are in an extremely strong seller's market, especially in the median and lower price point. So, if you've been thinking about selling and, you want to do that, you need to jump on this. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. We don't know what the market's going to look like even 6 months from right now. We do know this today. It is a strong seller's market. We know there's a lot of buyers out there looking to buy homes. But let's look at some of the data. So, pending sales. This one really jumps out, right? So we're looking at the chart. This is the last 5 years, going back to 2015. And you can see you always have this seasonality, right? So this is a number of homes going under contract or receiving an offer in a given month. And this is a month-to-month chart. You always have this seasonality. It dips down in the winter, comes back up in the early spring, right? And you'll see this. Look, so March, April, and then May, right? March, April, May. So March is always the strongest month. Not last year. So March, and then April was pulled back a little bit in May. Well, look at this year. Of course, March, April, kind of flat, but under the circumstances, still very strong. I'll show you the closed sales, and it really trickled into May for the number of closed sales. But look at this, pendings in May. We are up by 28%. There's currently more homes in the MLS that are pending, meaning they're under contract in escrow waiting for them to close, than there are actually for sale. There's about 2,200 pending, and there's about 1,800 that are actively for sale right now. The short of it is we need homes on the market. We need more homes. There's a lot of pent-up demand out there. The other stat I do want to show you here is the closed sales, because you're going to see this, right? I've got a better chart here. Let me see. Where is it? Closed sales. This one's just a little different view of the same data instead of the line chart. At this point, we're down about 29% versus May last year. No surprise, right? We had a compression in March and April, and now in May. That's all catching up where we just didn't have as many closings. This will probably bump up a little bit since it's only the first day of the month. There'll be a few more that trickle in. The thing that's interesting is, though, it's kind of across all price ranges. The lower end here, this blue, is the 200 and below, 2 to 4, 4 to 6, and 6 and above. But the other chart I want to show you is, in this format, is the number of homes available in the sense of supply versus demand. This is what we call month supply of inventory. And so it's taking, okay, if no more homes come on the market, how many months before we have no homes to sell? If you look at this in the under 200 price range, it's less than a month's supply of homes. Homes in that price range are super strong. We've seen literally double digit, offers, 10, 20. We had one where we saw 21 offers on one home that came on the market because there's just so much pent up demand. The middle price range, 2 to 4, is still very strong, 1.4 month supply. In the 4 to 6, it's still 3 month supply. That's still considered a seller's market. It's not until you get into the luxury market, 6 months or more, it's really what's considered a balanced market. The luxury market has done really well in this current situation. We're actually seeing a lot of homes going pending in that $6, $7, $8 million plus price range. Another chart here I want to show you is the company that basically schedules home showings through our MLS. And what they're tracking is what I like to call foot traffic, the number of people actually out looking at homes. And you can see that, and this is a 7-day average here, the 7-day moving average, we're actually above in the last week the number of homes shown this year versus last year. I equate that or say that's because of the pent-up demand, the number of people that weren't out there in March and April that normally would be in that time of year. Other thing I want to talk about is pricing, right? So that's, we've got the two different things, right? We've got supply demand, you've got, different price ranges, you got this and that, right? So number of homes sold, that's all great. But what are prices doing? Because that's really what's really important to people, right? Your home is your number one asset for most people. That's their number one asset, right? And so knowing what's going on, having some security around home values is it's critical, right? You want to know, you want to make sure that you're in a safe investment. Currently, home prices continue to increase, and that goes back to the conversation about supply versus demand, right? So we have currently, this is price per square foot over time, and again, this is a monthly chart. So we just hit for May's closings, we hit $134 per square foot, which is really an all-time high. I think we have to go, I don't even think, no, even if we go back to 2005-06 during the bubble bust cycle, we never were that high in our market. The good thing about this, in fact, let me go back and show you this because I think it's really good illustration. We did have that really steep run up. Again, we're looking at 2004 through 7, basically when the market pulled back, and we had a really steep run up, and then of course the market came down. The thing that's nice since the kind of the bottoming of the market in 2012, we've had a very steady increase in price appreciation over time, which is much more healthy than, of course, that big run up. So the next question you ask is, okay, well, that's fine. That's closed sales, right? Closed sales. What are prices doing with closed sales? Well, let's look at actually active sales. This particular chart, if I can move this out of the way, this one is back to 2017. I think, what do we got? So 3 years here of average price per square foot. The two lines here were the solid line is a 90-day rolling average, and the dotted line is a 7-day rolling average. So we've actually seen just in the last few weeks a continued uptick in the price per square foot for active homes for sale. The other thing that's interesting that we haven't seen, we've seen some, but not a big jump, is price decrease. So what we're looking at are the number of homes that are on the market that decrease their price, meaning people that have their home on the market, they're getting like, oh gosh, we have to, we got to sell, we got a price decrease. We haven't seen a big swing in that. Now, there was a bump up here in the last week, which I find interesting. I would equate that to people that maybe were getting a little bit ahead of the market price-wise. So at this point, I don't see this as an indicator of suddenly everybody's going to be decreasing the price on their home. I know there's a lot of information here, and there's so much to think about, and we've got so much going on in the world right now that, like, real estate, why? But really, again, it's for most people, it is our largest asset, and in knowing what's going on with real estate, at least in my opinion, obviously a little biased opinion, I think it's an important thing to have perspective on. So if you have any questions, you really want to look at this closely or get a full report on what's going on in your zip code, give us a shout. We're at 505-448-8888. Again, it's Venturi Realty Group, Keller Williams Realty.